coming through. So we've got second place Slim Shamy on 139.9, Slacky third 140.3, and Micah on 142.68. Let's see what Anganiki does. He does a nice 139.581. Very nice indeed. So let's run through the drivers. So at this moment in time, they're just out qualifying. So there's Zwoof in the Ferrari there. Coming around to turns 2, 3 and 4. Leading through the chicane, 5, 6, coming to the hairpin of 7. As he comes around the hairpin, gets on the long straight from 7, leading down to 8. Comes into the first DRS zone. So Bo F1 has taken the lead so far. He's on a 138.6. Bass's teammate on a 130. Ooh, Bass's teammate on 139.7. So we're just going to see now where everyone puts in a few of their times, and we'll run through them. So start at the top. Run through our drivers here. So as I say, we've got Bo F1 in the Red Bull. Bo is obviously going to be chasing for second place in the championship. At this moment in time, he's 10 points behind second place Stoner in the McLaren Honda. So Stoner's on 201, Bass is on 191. So there is every opportunity for him to take that second position. We have Gamble in the Renault, who put up a supreme race last week. Really good fighting race there. Gamble at this moment in time is in 8th position, so he has every opportunity to move up from there. And certainly Martin Toro Rosso, Savage in the Force India, and Portman in the Mercedes are all under threat from him, depending upon obviously on their positions as well. We then have Slim Shamy in the Sauber. Slim at this moment in time has 4 points, is 17th place in the competition, so he'll certainly be looking to move up with regards to that. We then have Anganiki in the McLaren Honda. Anganiki is in 9th position at this moment on 68 points, so again he's got every opportunity of moving up the table. We then have Slacky, who is going to be in the Haas. He's in 12th position at this moment in time. Again, every possibility for him to obviously move up with regards to that. Bass F1 is in the pits at the moment. Bass, as I said, is obviously going to be looking to chase that second place, as Bo is the champion. He's already won the championship, so he's way ahead of everyone else. I believe he was on 300, and yeah. So moving down, we then have Zwoof in the Ferrari. Zwoof at this moment in time in the championship is lying in 13th place with 28 points, so again every opportunity for him moving up. We then have John F1. Oh dearie me, John rode the curb there. John F1 in the Williams. He's currently in 4th position with 136, so he's obviously not going to be able to move up into any higher position. And I think he's pretty safe on that, because Portman's in 5th place on 91 position, so he should certainly hold 4th position for the championship. We then have Michael in the Force India, and at this moment in time, where are we? He is in 11th place with 53 points. We then have Peter F1, who is the second Williams driver. He's in 14th position with 30 points. Then have Boyke. He's one of the new drivers. He's with Sauber. Unfortunately, he hasn't got any points as yet, but as I say, he is a new driver to F1 tonight, so he'll certainly be looking to get some points down on the boards for this last race of the season. We then have Micah in the second, or Michael rather, in the second Force India. He's on 53 points. Peter F1, as I said, in the Williams, and Peter at this moment in time is in 16th place. Then they have Grim in the Ferrari. He's in 10th place at this moment in time in the championship. Buddha in the Haas, Big Bad Buddha, he's actually running in 17th position. Then we have Stoner in the McLaren Honda, and Stoner is the one who's in 2nd position at the moment. He's on 201. Bass is going to be obviously looking to overtake him and take that 2nd position away, but I'm sure Stoner's going to be putting up a pretty hard fight this evening. We then have Captain Hooker, who's a new driver. He's in the pits at the moment. He'll be driving the 2nd Renault. We have Savage, who's running in the Force India. He's in 6th place at this moment, but every opportunity of moving up the lead. We then have Miguel M5 in the Toro Rosso, who's currently in the pits, and Miguel, as it stands at this moment in time, is in 18th place. We then have Portma, who's in 5th place in the Mercedes. He's on 91 points, so every opportunity for him to move up. Martin BMW, who's Miguel's teammate in the Toro Rosso, and he's in 18th place at this moment in time. Martin BMW, and lastly we have Elfran 87, who will be racing in the 2nd Mercedes, and he's currently in 18th place. So not all the drivers have gone out as yet, but we do have, as I said, obviously the fastest time set. It was Bo. He has actually been overtaken by Zwoof, who's on a 1:38.083, so half a second gap between Zwoof and Bo there. That's quite interesting when you look at it. Zwoof is in the pits at the moment. Bo is actually out, so let's sit with Bo and see if he can actually improve on that time at this moment. 3rd fastest we have Gamble on a 1:38, Slim Shamy on a 1:39, Anger Nicky on a 1:39, Slacky on a 1:39, Bass on a 1:39. So we've got a lot of drivers on 1:39, only a few 200ths of a second between them at the moment. So fastest is Gamble on Slim Shamy on a 1:39.5. Oh, and Stoner's just moved up into 1st place. Fantastic. He's done a 1:38.043. So really, really good move there. That's obviously very important to him. So he definitely wants to be able to stay ahead of Bass. But, you know, it is a long race. Anything can happen in a race. So really, these positions can move around quite dramatically during the course of the race. So you need to stay with us. Stay with the race, and hopefully we're going to have a fantastic race. I'm sure we will do, and we're going to see a lot of movement on this track, and obviously on the players as well. So as it stands at this moment in time, Bo just coming through now. It's coming through the back chicane of 15, 16 and 17. Coming around now. It's got those hard turns, 17 and 18 under the bridge there. As he goes under through to turn 19 and 20. Comes around turn 21 now. Oh, and he's gone into the pit, so he's not looking to improve his time there, obviously. So we've had a lot of movement here. Got Bass, who's obviously out. He's looking to improve his time. Let's see what he can do here this evening. And he comes through to turns into that chicane now. As he goes underneath the hotel there. Round to turn 20, coming through to turn 21. And onto the start finish straight. So Bass on a 1:39.5. Hasn't improved the time there. So qualifying is now over. We still do have some runners out. Got 1:11 to go, so some of them are finished. We still have everybody's in, so it looks like we've now got our runners for the grid. So we have Stoner, who's taken first place with a fantastic 1:37.941. Zwoof F1 has taken second place, and he's on a 1:38.083 in the Ferrari there. We then have Bo in the Red Bull on a 1:38.3. Gamble has taken 4th place. Gamble in the Renault there, so expect a hard fight certainly between those two drivers, well, between all of them, certainly those top 4 drivers there. We then have Slacky in the Haas in 5th position, so he's done really well this evening. We also have Grim F1, who's taken 6th place, and Grim is driving the Ferrari. We have John F1 in the Williams, he's taken 7th place. Bass in the Red Bull has taken 3rd place, and Bass is the one that really needs to move up. Oh, sorry, both Bass has taken 8th place, yes indeed. So there we are at the moment. Those are our front runners. So we have Stoner in 1st, Zwoof in the Ferrari in 2nd, Bo in the Red Bull in 3rd, Gamble in the Renault in 4th, Slacky in the Haas in 5th, Grim in the Ferrari in 6th, John in the Williams in 7th, Bass in the Red Bull in 8th, Sami in the Sauber 9, and Anganiki in the McLaren in 10. So here we are. We're going to go now. I believe we will be doing a formation lap, and then from the formation lap obviously we will go to the start. So this is a really important race, and certainly on those positions that we have there, it's very important for the drivers, in particular for Stoner, because he really wants to maintain that 2nd place. He is under pressure from Bass, but Bass will need obviously to get at least 11 points, and also for Stoner not to finish. So it's going to be a hard race, and we can expect Bass to be moving up the field as he normally does. He may not necessarily always be the fastest when it comes to qualifying, but he certainly maintains position on track, and looks to go through to the end of the race, so it should be quite interesting indeed. So we're getting ready for the start of the race. Players are readying up. As I said last week, you know, don't think that on their Xboxes it's going to be any less pressure. It certainly isn't. Those palms are definitely going to be sweaty, without any shadow of doubt. So we're going for the formation lap now. So drivers just starting up, getting the tyres warmed up, getting their cars nice and warm for the start. Stoner pulling away quite hard there, so he looks like he's just going for a racing line. Not necessarily the best things to do, because he will be waiting on that line for a while for the others to form up behind him. So let's see what happens. He's slowing down a bit now. Just needs to take it a little bit easy on the straight, get some heat into those tyres. And as you can see, all the drivers weaving around there, looking to build up heat in the tyres. It's very important that the tyres are obviously at peak heat. They are going to be running on ultra softs by the looks of it. So yeah, all the drivers are on ultra soft, apart from Captain Hooker, who's staying on the super softs there. So let's run through our runners. So there we have Zwoof in the Ferrari, Bo in the Red Bull 3rd, Gamble in the Renault in 4th. Expect some hard fighting certainly between those top 4 there. Slacky in the Haas in 5th, he'll certainly be putting up a hard fight as well. Grim in the Ferrari, John F1 in the Williams, Bass. Important for Bass to move up here, because he's in the Red Bull and he really needs to challenge Stoner, certainly if he wants to get a 1-2 for Red Bull in this year's championship on the drivers. We then have Slim Shamy in the Sauber, Anganiki in the McLaren Honda, Buddha in the Haas, Boyke in the 2nd Sauber there, Mike Abbott in the Force India, Peter in the 2nd Williams, Captain Hooker, a new driver, but certainly been showing his capability here, so we're looking for something interesting from him. Certainly if he's running on super softs, could be that he's maybe looking to do a longer stint before the first pit stop. Portmer is currently in the pits, as is Elfran, Savage, Miguel and Martin. So I'm not too sure whether they're going to be starting from the pits or whether they're going to be starting from the back. We'll have to wait and see with regards to that. So they're forming up now for the start of the race. Everyone pulling into their slots. This is the last race of the F1 Tonight season for 2017, and the lights are out, and here they go. Off they go. So we can see them coming up the straight now. We've got Stoner in first, Zwoof's in second, Bo's in third. So Zwoof's taking advantage on the start there with his Ferrari, but Bo's look challenging now, moved back into second place. Zwoof's dropped back into third, Gamble in fourth. Stoner's certainly pulling out a convincing lead at this moment in time. He's got already a 1 second lead as they're coming up to the chicanes there of turns 3, 4, 5, 6 into the straight there from turn 7 leading up to turn 8. Then they have that hard turn 8 left-hander, hard turn 9 right-hander, and as they then go through to the left-hand bend of 10 through to 11. We don't seem to have had any incidents, obviously, on the first lap, which is important. We don't like to see any drivers going out, but it does certainly happen. So here they are now as they're coming around. Into that lovely little turn there of 18 and 19. Coming through to turn 20 now, and then on to turn 21 for the start-finish straight. So Stoner's already pulling out. Let's see what sort of lead he's actually got as they come through the first lap. So Stoner's got 1.1 lead at this moment in time. DRS has not been activated as yet. It will be on the third lap. Bo F1 in the Red Bull behind him there, only 1.2 seconds. And then we have Zwoof in the Ferrari, 1.4 seconds behind Bo. Gamble, 1.1 seconds behind him. So all pretty even gaps at the moment. Obviously the back runners slightly less. We don't have Elfa and Martin, Portmer, Miguel or Savage running this evening, so it's only the 15 drivers that we have as showing. And we've got an incident here, I think. Oh, they've gone into the pits already. Peter's coming in, gone into the pits and out, as has Michael. Captain Hooker also having a wheel change there. He's going on to the Ultra Softs. So interesting that we've already had quite a number of pit in there at this moment in time. Could have been an incident. If it was, unfortunately we missed it, so apologies for that. So here we have Stoner coming into 16, 17. Sorry, not turn 16, 8, 9 through to 10. They run along there. So everyone's building up quite a good gap here. We're not really seeing any really close racing at this moment in time. There's at least a 1 second gap. Stoner already has a 2 second gap. It comes down the start finish straight into turn 1. Hard into turn 2 there, and then turn 3, that hard left hand turn as it goes right round into turn 4. Gap to turns 5 and 6. Nicely done through there, into the hairpin of 7 now, as he comes down the start finish straight. And he's got a really convincing leader there. He's already got a 2 second lead on Bo. And Gamble there's 4 second lead, Zwoof, Grim. So they're all pretty evenly positioned at this moment in time. Buddha coming down in the Haas there. And Bass, this is the guy to watch. This is the one that really needs to move up, and he's already quite substantially behind the leader. So let's see how this pans out at this moment in time. Then we have the Sauer or Slim Shamy the Haas of Slacky there. Slacky has definitely lost out there. He's dropped quite considerable positions from where he started. Let's actually see where they are at this moment in time. Yeah, so Slacky 37 seconds behind the leader as it stands at this moment in time. We then have Boyke, Maiko in the Force India, Peter F1 in the F1. John F1 has dropped down quite a bit as well into 14th place. Captain Hooker there in 15th place. These are all the drivers that came in earlier to do tyre change, so whether there was an issue with regards to their tyres or whether they had an incident, I'm not too sure at this moment in time. I'm sure we will find out as the race goes on. So Bass still in 8th position. He really needs to start moving up there, but he needs to get closer to Buddha, whom he's actually 4 seconds behind at the moment. We then have Buddha 1.5 seconds behind Grimm in the Ferrari. Grimm is about 3 seconds behind Swoof, his teammate, in the first Ferrari. We then have Anganiki in the McLaren in 4th. He's 2 seconds behind Gamble, who's in the Renault. Bo F1 still maintaining 2nd place, 3 seconds behind the leader there, which is Stoner in the McLaren. So McLaren have every opportunity here of moving up the table and certainly setting their 2nd place position within the team quite convincingly. What we really need to look at is the Toro Rosso and the Ferrari and the Force Indias, because they're the ones that are quite close. Force Indias at 141 at this moment in time, Toro Rosso on 96 as a team, Ferrari on 95, so they'll certainly be looking to there's hard competition between those two and look to move up with regards to the placings. Haas on 67, so again they have every opportunity of moving up as well, and that's every possibility of overtaking Ferrari, so it'll be interesting to see what happens on there. So here we are at this moment in time with the leader Stoner. As I say, we're not really seeing any close driving at this moment in time. Everyone's pretty much sort of set their pace and their standard. So hopefully we'll see something a little bit closer in near time. Oh, we're still watching now. We watch with Zwoof, and Zwoof's in the Ferrari, and he's on the back of the 2nd McLaren there, Anganiki. There's only 600ths of a second behind them, and this will be interesting when they come up to the DRS point. Oh, Zwoof having a bit of an issue there, as he's hard chasing the McLaren there. So they're coming up now into turns 5, 6, into turn 7, and turn 7 is going to be a quick one. He needs to maintain that position, or at least be very close behind that McLaren Honda so that he can activate the DRS and take full advantage of it. So let's see what happens here. He's only 800 of a second behind. DRS has been activated. He's right behind that McLaren there. This is really going to 9. He's still behind him, but his teammates now moved up. So there we have Grimm. So Zwoof still only half a second behind Anganiki in the McLaren. This is really proving to be quite a hard fight now as they come into turns 11 and 12. Through 13, lovely little chicane there. Hard left in turn 14. So they go down that straight there, and then they've got to sweep round to the right-hand side on turns 15 and 16. And they're going full speed there. Turn 17, you've got to brake hard, turn hard into that right-hander, then into the left-hander, underneath the hotel, into the 2nd left-hander there. Turn 18 and 19, coming through to turn 20. Oh, hang on, and Anganiki's lost it, so he's trying to take advantage on turn 21 as they come into the start-finish straight, and he's losing it, Will he be able to take advantage? And that Ferrari is right behind him as they turn into turn 1 now. He really has to protect now. And Swift, he's gone off the track as they turn into turn 2. Oh dear, they're pushing so hard. Swift is really pushing. Anganiki's obviously looking to protect. And the Renault driver there. What's happened there with Renault? Gamble is lost. Gamble's come out. He's crashed out. Oh my God, he is going to be so disappointed. He's obviously coming around those turns, lost it, went into the barrier and lost the outside wheel there. Oh, how disappointing for him. Poor Gamble. Well, It's the way that it goes with regards to these races, unfortunately. So let's get back with Zwoof now in the Ferrari against Anganicki in the McLaren there, right behind each other. Oh, this is close. This is a hard fight that they've got here, and we can see that because they were swerving everywhere. Anganicki looking to protect his position, Zwoof looking to take advantage. They come in back into the back turns now, 12, 13, through to 14. And then that hard sweeping right in 15, 16, full speeds. They come down to turn 17 where they have to brake so hard to turn into that, and then turn left into turn 18. And they're right on top of each other here. There's nothing between them. One mistake and the other driver will take that position. So really important for Anganicki obviously to protect his position, and it's equally important for Zwoof to take the position. So this is really quite a hard fight that we have here. And we've got some close fire racing as well behind in position 7 with Bass. Bass is important that he obviously moves up on his position there. So he's only 300ths of a second. He's 300 seconds behind the Haas. Sorry, I do apologise, not the Williams. I do apologise. The Haas of Buddha there. So he's looking to obviously take him as much as he possibly can. Only 700ths of a second between them, so certainly when they come up to the DRS zone, as they come into those turns there of 4, 5, 6 into 7, and then that long straight. This is where we have the first DRS zone. So let's stay with Bass here and see if he can take advantage of that DRS and overtake Buddha on that straight before they come to turn 8, or at least gain position for turn 8. And he's moving up on the Haas there. He's certainly getting a lot closer to him. It's going to be on this turn 8. As they go into turns 8 and 9. Oh, it's so close between them there. They'll be coming up to the second DRS point now. And there they are as they're coming into those turns. So turn 11 and 12 through 13. Then that hard left on 14, and as they sweep round to turn 15 and 16, it's really, they're going all hell for leather around this. This is full pelt, which is why it's so important that turn 17 that you get that braking point right so that you can turn into 17 through into 18, and there's nothing between them there. So very close racing between them. Buddha is also very close in there behind Grimm in the other Ferrari. So real competition here between 5th, 6th and 7th place. Bowie's moving up on Stoner on first position. He's only 1.8 behind. Zwoof and Anganicki still fighting out. Let's actually get with Zwoof and Anganicki. And these two guys, look at this. For the last 3 or 4 laps, they've been right behind each other. No less than about half a second. I've just got a little message here on the chat. Keep an eye out on Elfrin next season. Let's hope so, Elfrin. We'd certainly like to see that. Oh, it's Zwoof sweeping up. Oh, they're coming up there. They're coming up to the DRS point. Zwoof's got every opportunity to actually take him before they come to turn 8 here. Is he going to take advantage? Is he going to be able to take him on this straight here? Oh, and Anganicki's protecting Zwoof, sweeping right out to the left-hand side. He's going on the inside there. He's taken him. Fantastic move. Excellent move there on turn 8 and 9. Excellent. So Zwoof has now moved up into 3rd position. Anganicki has dropped back into 4th, but there's still a fight between them. There's only 200ths of a second between these two guys. Look at this, and they're weaving everywhere. He's looking to try and get through that Ferrari, get past him if he possibly can. It takes his Zwoof to make a mistake, and Anganicki will take full advantage of that as they come through to turn 15 and 16, down into 17, braking hard. But looks like Zwoof's got this under control now, but Anganicki's right behind him. This is really close racing. Let's get back now. We've got Buddha on Grimm, and then Bass on him as well. So these 3 drivers. There we have Bass right behind there. Buddha in the Haas. Oh, it is so close. And Buddha's dropped. He has. He's gone to 5th. Grimm has taken position. No, sorry. What am I saying? Bass is. Grimm's still in position. Bass is there. Oh geez, he's moving on him. So, and the Haas is taking the Ferrari. Excellent, fantastic move there. So Buddha's moved down out of position, overtaking the Ferrari of Grimm. Bass now in 6th position, looking to overtake the Ferrari as well as they come up to the start. To the back straight. They've got the DRS enabled, so that Red Bull's going to be able to take full advantage of that against that Ferrari there. Let's see what happens. Ferrari obviously also has DRS on the Haas, and the Ferrari's and they're going inside, and they clashed, and they've hit. They've hit. The Ferrari has hit the Haas there of Buddha as they come into turns 8 and 9. Oh dear! Has he caused any damage there? Grimm in 4th position there. Hanging still in 3rd. We've got Bass moving up now as well. Buddha's on the back of that Ferrari there of Grimm's. He's all over him. Oh, look at this as they come into those back underneath the turn 17 through to turn 18 now. Turn 19. Coming through turn 20, and there's nothing between these 3 drivers. There really isn't. They're coming into turn 21 now for the start-finish straight. So there we have Grimm, followed by Buddha, followed by Bass, and Bass is looking to take advantage. Buddha's looking to take advantage. They come to this first turn now. Nicely taken. It's coming to turn 2, sweeping onto that left-hand turn there. Through that right-hand turn. Full speed here, really important on the grip side as they come down now. Turns 5, 6. There's a gnat's whisker between these 3 guys. They come in turn 7. Oh, and Buddha's hit the back of the Ferrari there. Has he caused them any damage? They're running side by side as they come down that back straight, hit the DRS zone, and oh no. Oh dear. And the Bass is moving up now. Bass has moved up into 4th position, overtaking the Ferrari and the Haas of Buddha there. So fantastic move by Bass there, overtaking those 2. Still fighting between the Haas and the Ferrari as they come through to that chicane now with regards to the turns 11, 12 and 13. Really needs to put his pedal to the metal now and pull away, but Haas is in there. Haas and Buddha is really giving him some real behind the engine, right on his gearbox there. Turn 17 through to turn 18 now, and that Haas is right behind him, and that Ferrari is right behind the Haas. So great fighting here between these drivers, really superb. All the other drivers, pretty much good gap between them. This is really the one where the fight is happening at this moment in time. So Bass is starting to pull away from the Haas as they come into turn 1, and the Ferrari of Grimm has dropped back behind the Haas. But that Haas isn't giving up. He isn't giving up. They come to turns 5 and 6 now. Coming through to turn 7 on the hairpin there as they come down the back straight. They will have DRS. Grimm's obviously looking to take advantage of that. But it's caught just outside the DRS there on the Red Bull of Bass. So he's quite safe there at this moment in time. And Buddha's still got that Ferrari all over the back of his gearbox there with Grimm, and Grimm's really fighting hard there. This has given an opportunity for Slacky to move up as well. So Slacky's now moved up in the second Haas. So we've got a Haas sandwich here with a Ferrari in the middle. Let's see what happens. Let's quickly get back to our race leader there. So there we have Stoner. And he's really pulling out a convincing lead as he comes down the start finish straight into turn 1 there. He's got a 3-second gap on Bo. So these 2 pretty much driving their own race at this moment in time. And then we have Anger Nicky, who's about 28 seconds behind in 3rd position. So he's quite safe there. So McLaren really looking good at this moment in time to pull out some points and hopefully move up. They're already convincingly in second place, but certainly the drivers will have every opportunity to move up. That's without any shadow of a doubt there. And Stoner's looking to keep that second place. It's really important that he keeps that points difference. He's got to keep at least 10 points between himself and Bass, because Bass is only 11 points behind, well, 10 points behind him, 11 points to obviously get ahead of him. But Bass is obviously putting up a hard fight in the race as well. And here we are, Bass, and he's closing in on that Anger Nicky there. There's only 1.9 second gap between the two of them, as expected. He hasn't got the DRS on him. And Buddha coming down that back straight now. And Slacky's behind him, so we've Zwoof has lost out. Sorry, Grim has lost out. Grim's gone down to 7th place, and Zwoof, his teammate, now in 8th place. So Ferrari running 7th and 8th consecutively. Haas running 6th and 5th. Red Bull with Bass running 4th. McLaren Honda running 3rd with Anger Nicky there. And then we have our 2nd place with Bo in the Red Bull and Stoner in the McLaren there. So all settling down now. We're on to lap 13. So undoubtedly we're going to start seeing some of the drivers looking to come in for changes. I would suggest probably within the next 5 laps. So in about 5 laps time, 6 laps, we could well see the drivers coming in to do some tyre changes on there. Out a bit now. Bass obviously looking to move up, and it's important. He's got a lot to gain, and Bass has moved on into 3rd position as Anger Nicky has gone in for tyre change there, so a little bit earlier than I was expecting. It could well be, yes, and we've got a lot pitting at the moment, so we've got quite a number of drivers pitting at this moment in time. Bass staying out. So Red Bull now running 3rd and 2nd. There's still quite a gap between Bass and Bo, 30 seconds there. And we've got Anger Nicky coming out now on the super softs, Grim coming out on the super softs, and Buddha coming out on the softs. So this is quite interesting. There's been quite a change there with regards to the tyres. Not so sure about the softs. I mean, obviously could be looking for a long stint there and looking to gain position with regards to that, but let's see what happens. So obviously all the moving around now, driver positions, so we'll wait about 2 or 3 laps and then things should settle down and we know where we are. But at this moment in time we have Stoner in the McLaren Honda in 1st place, Bo in the Red Bull running 5 seconds behind him in 2nd place, Bass in the other Red Bull is Bo's teammate there, he's running in 3rd place with 30. So let's have a look what happens. I mean, clearly obviously Stoner's going to get 18 points if it stays like this, and Bass will get 15 points, so they'll maintain their position. Stoner will then maintain 2nd position. So really the fight here is between Bass and Stoner. Oh, and Bo's taken 1st position. Stoner's gone in. What's happened to Stoner there? Yeah, Stoner's gone into pit change, so he's gone onto the super soft, so he pitted. He's still in 2nd place, so let's see what happens now. Bass has also gone in now. He's gone in for tyre change as well. Now Bo's still out there, he hasn't changed his tyres, he will need to come in, so is he looking to try and build up a bit more of a buffer between himself and Stoner? There is 14 seconds gap between them at this moment in time. He's really, I would suggest, going to probably need a good 20 seconds if he expects to pit and get out in front of Stoner as well. So interesting to see what happens with regards to this. And then we have Stoner. Stoner's come out. Stoner in 2nd place there. It's only 13 seconds behind Bo. So if Bo were to come in now, Stoner would take 1st place back again. And then we have Slacky running in 3rd there, and he's got the Ferrari at Zwoof. Oh, and he's challenging him there. There's definitely a strong challenge coming there from the Ferrari of Zwoof onto the Haas of Slacky. So let's stay with these guys now, see what happens. Not been a great season for Ferrari this season on F1. Oh, and Slacky's made a major mistake there on turn 17 and 18, but he's managed to keep his position. How's he doing that? Coming at turn 19 into 20, 21. Onto the start-finish straight. And swooping that Ferrari is all over the back of that Haas there. Turn 1 now. Both go off the track. They're pushing hard. Turn 2 and 3. And that would have slowed the Ferrari down riding on the curb like that. They're coming to turns 5 and 6. And they've got the hairpin of 7. Now we've got the DRS, the first DRS on this back straight here. So let's see what happens. There's only about 600 of a second between the Ferrari and the Haas at this moment in time. The Haas doesn't got any DRS on anyone, so let's see what happens. The Haas has got good straight line speed, obviously running the same engine as the Ferrari there, and they do have the updates as well, so this is really a Ferrari against the Ferrari in other terms. And they're so close now, coming round to turn 10. Really close between them there. So as predicted, we had Stoner still in first place. Bo has come out into second place. He's about 11 seconds behind. And then we have Slacky in third place, and Zwoof, who we're with at this moment in time. Oh, and he's taken him! He's taken him! Is he taking him on there? Yes, he has! Oh, and Slacky's going to be so disappointed at that. So Zwoof in the Ferrari now moving up into third place. Slacky in the Haas dropping down to fourth as they're coming to turn 17 now. Oh, really? What is happening, cameraman? Oh, and Slacky's pushing. So Zwoof took that third place from Slacky, but Slacky's still fighting hard. There's only 700 seconds between them there. And then we have Bass back down in fifth place, so he really needs to catch up there. That really didn't come out well on the pits there. It's a hard fight in between these two guys now. The Ferrari's pulling out a bit of a lead, 700ths of a second. They turn into turns 5 and 6 there. He needs to stay on the back of this Ferrari. He needs that DRS as they come down through turn 7, along that back straight, through to turn 8. Now we've seen him do this before, so we've seen overtaking already on this turn 8 and 9. So let's see what happens, whether the Haas has the opportunity to move up the Ferrari, but that's too much of a gap. Too much of a gap. Unless Soof makes a mistake, it's unlikely that Slacky's going to be catching up with him on those turns. So they come through now, turn 10. Riding around to turn 11, 12, 13, that hard left, right, left chicane. So here they come now. Left, right, down, left again. This is where they start to build up speed now, and they're going full speed as they come round to this turn 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, and then turn 17 there, 18, 19. Oh, they're really pushing hard, these guys. Really pushing hard, but the Ferrari as Zwoof there is already starting to pull away. So let's get back with our race leaders happening there. So we've now got Stoner, as I said, obviously maintaining his first position. We've got Bo coming around turns 5 and 6 now. Getting on that back straight. He's behind the Renault there, but he has obviously lapped him. So then we've got Zwoof in the Ferrari in third position, closely followed by Slacky in the Haas in fourth position. Then have Bass in the second Red Bull in fifth position. Slim Shamey in the Sauber in sixth position. Anger Nicky in the McLaren there in seventh position. Michael in the Force India in ninth position. Buddha's dropped down to 10th position in the Haas there. Then we have John in the Williams and Captain Hooker in the Renault. Bit of a gap there. So we have lost a couple of runners there. We've lost Boyke and Gamble. Gamble unfortunately crashed out in the Renault, and we saw Boyke. We didn't see that one, unfortunately. So let's get back with some fighting here, and let's see what's happening between Slacky and Zwoof. So the gap has opened up now to a couple of seconds. So everyone's pretty much sort of straightened out now. Oh, and they both lose it on that corner there on turn 17. They're pushing so hard. Turn 17 is such a difficult turn. You're going full speed. You're in 6th, 7th gear as you come down to turn 17, and you've got to almost stop that car on a sixpence and go into 3rd, 4th gear. So really hard, and you can see the cars swerving as they come in there now. So on that, we saw the drivers coming in, as I said, a little bit earlier than I expected, sort of around about sort of 15 for their tyre change. Most of the drivers have gone into the super soft, so we should hopefully see that extend to at least 20 laps. So we might see drivers coming in probably, I would suggest, around about sort of the mid-30s. Those that are on super soft, those that are on the ultra soft might well come in earlier. They might well be coming in sort of lap 30, 31. So again, we'll be looking at a 2 to 3 pits. John F1 has gone out on the softs. Now, he did do this last week in Brazil. He went out on the white wall tyre, looking to actually stay out longer and hopefully move up positions on that. Could well pay off. We are looking at a dry track, and last week in Brazil we were looking at a wet track, so that could well pay off. There's every possibility of that. Certainly the drivers are on the super softs are looking to go for a longer stint on their second stint, and the ultra soft drivers really well. Stoner's, he's got a nice smooth drive. He's in the lead position. He doesn't have to push those tyres too much, so he could certainly extend the lifetime of them without any shadow of doubt. Bo, again, he's on the super softs. He is pushing hard. So let's see, still quite a substantial gap, but we're looking at 10 seconds. He's dropped it by about a second or so since the pit, but not really catching up to Stoner. Stoner seems to be in a league of his own this evening with regards to the car and the driving. So he's really taking it nice and easy. He's got not under any major pressure, other than obviously looking to maintain that second place in the championship. Bass is the one that's really going to be under pressure, because he's the one that really needs to move up. Slacky doing a fantastic job there, maintaining 3rd position, and Bass in 4th position. He is starting to gain on Slacky, and he has obviously overtaken Zwoof there. So let's see what happens. We've got Slim Shamy in the Sauber, Rim 9 seconds behind him in the Ferrari. Anganiki in the second Honda there, 26 seconds behind the Ferrari. Michael in the Force India. Buddha in the Haas. John F1 in the Williams, and Captain Hooker in the second Renault. So again, it's quite a reasonable gap between them. There's not really any close racing as such at this moment in time. Zwoof really needs to move up. Bass, as he comes through those turns into turn 8, 9 and through to turn 10 now. That long left-hander as they come down to the chicane of turns 11, 12 and 13. So let's stay with Bass here and let's see how he comes along with regards to dealing with these. Nice and smooth through there. Turn 9, turn 14 there. It comes into turns 15, 16. As I said, they're going full pelt here. This is down 17, hard on the brakes, turns in. Nicely done there by Bass. Turn 19. Going through to turn 20 and then 21, start finish straight. So let's see if he's moving up at all on Slacky there. Pretty much the same, still sort of maintaining that 9 seconds there. And Slacky and Haas doing a great job there in the Haas, staying in 3rd position. He's had some hard fighting already this evening, certainly between himself and the Ferrari. So he comes into turn 7 now, back straight. He is 22 seconds behind second place Bo. So there's quite a gap there. Bo still 11 seconds behind Stoner in the lead there. So everyone's pretty much sort of settled down as it stands at this moment in time. So if we maintain the positions, what we're going to actually do now, as I've said, obviously Bo F1 has won the championship. Stoner is currently in second, so if he wins this, he'll take the full 25 points, move up to 226 points. And Bass, as it stands at this moment in time, is in fourth place, so he'd only get 12 points, so that would actually put him on 105. So he'd certainly maintain his second position. Bass would maintain third position. John F1, who's currently running fourth in the championship, unfortunately would be out of the points, so they'd be on 126. But he's safe there because his next rival would be Portmer anyway, and as we can see, Portmer is currently in 18th position. Well, he's not even racing, so he won't be racing this evening, so he's not going to be getting any points there. Savage, again, let's have a look where he is at this moment in time. He's not actually running at this moment in time, so again, he's not going to get any points. So really, it's between Bass and Stoner as to where they come. Stoner is in first position, so unless Stoner crashes out, he's safely in second place there, because even if Bass moves up to second place, he still won't have sufficient points to overtake him in the championship itself. So it's really a race between these two, but also some of the other positions there, obviously further down the field. It's been quite a mix, so let's see where they go with regards to that. Anganicki's certainly been doing well. He's currently in 9th position overall in the McLaren Honda, so he would pick up, let me see now, 4 points. So that might well help him a little, but not a huge amount. He still wouldn't move up on Gamble. So we'll see how it pans out. As I say, really, Stoner is convincingly sealing his position for second place in the 2007 championship, and Bass is the one that needs to do all the work on there. So unfortunately, as I am commentating alone, and I do get the call of nature from time to time, I'm going to have to go off for a couple of minutes. Hopefully not too much will happen during my absence, and I will be back in about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay everybody, apologies for the break there. We are now back with the commentary from myself, Woodscorp here. So, we're running with Slim Shamey, who's in 5th position at this moment in time. Let's go run back, see our top 4 places. So we've got Bass F1 maintaining 4th position there. He's 5 seconds behind Slacky. In the McLaren Honda there, in the Haas there, 29 seconds. We then got Bo in the Red Bull running in 2nd place. He's 12 seconds currently behind the leader, Stoner, in the McLaren Honda. So everyone's pretty much settled down, and as such, let me give you a little bit of background with regards to our races this evening. So F1 tonight, predominantly, or all Dutch racers, hot on obviously F1 2017, and very keen to obviously move. The guys have been working together for, well, I think probably about past year, 2 years, but I think certainly past year. And what they're looking to do is obviously build up a competitive esports F1 championship on the Xbox One. They have convincingly done so, certainly with their fellow countrymates there, and as we can see, running. Obviously they've roped myself in to do the commentary on the racing, and hopefully you're enjoying that. And if you do have any suggestions, any comments, any feedback, I would welcome it without any shadow of a doubt. Unfortunately, I don't speak Dutch, so Dutch commentary is out of my league, but with the British commentary, hopefully what we're looking to do is catch a larger and a wider audience, and hopefully you'll appreciate the difference that obviously a commentary can make, albeit done by me. We are looking for somebody to actually take 2nd place with regards to the commentary, so if there is anyone interested in running 2nd place with regards to commentary and helping myself out with that, that would be greatly appreciated, because we will be looking to get that in place for the 2018 season. So that's a little bit of background with regards to F1 tonight. A little bit of background on myself and what I'm looking to do, and what F1 tonight are looking to achieve with regards to esports, and F1 in particular on esports, as I say, on the Xbox One. So let's now go back. Oh, Bass has left the session. Okay, we seem to have an issue here. Oh dear, and we seem to have crashed. Yeah. What has happened here? Okay, not too sure what's going on here. So, apologies to all those watching, but it seems as if we've had some sort of issue or incident. Okay, this is very, very weird. I'm not too sure what's actually happened here, but the race seems to have finished. And it's finished with Bo in 1st place, Stoner in 2nd place, and Bass in 3rd place. Slacky in the Haas in 4th, and Slim Shamey in the Sauber in 5th. So clearly there's been some sort of issue on the system here. Don't know what's happened. So let me try and find out, if I can, what has happened, and come back to you with some information. It could well be that we might be looking to restart, or do the drivers in the positions that they're in and keep going. So bear with me, and I will let you know what's happening. So I'm just going to mute my mic, find what's happening, some information. Hello? 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 Okay, I'm waiting to see if I've got any information coming back at this moment in time, but I haven't. So I'll brought now and going to say restart with us. But you need to take this bit of sources long. So design some